What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Ramstar here. In the upcoming Dragon Ball Super arc featuring the Battle of the Universes, the omniversal tournament that was initially revealed back in the Shop arc, will officially be represented for Universe 7 by the following warriors: Majin Buu, Krillin, 18, 17, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Master Roshi, Tien Shinhan, and Piccolo. Okay, so, yeah, that was the intro. Now, let's talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Ramstar here, and today I am joined by Geekdom to kind of talk about the two infamous questions that have popped up since the release of this announcement that Universe 10 is going to consist of Majin Buu, 18, 17, Krillin, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Roshi, who am I missing?
Tien Shinhan.
Tien Shinhan and Piccolo. Those are the 10 warriors that are going to participate in the Universe 7 tournament.
That's right.
Representing Universe 7 against the other universes. As you know, whoever loses has potentially is going to have the universe destroyed. So it's kind of risky.
Which probably means that Universe 7 is not going to lose. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, technically, we know how Z ends, and this series takes place in between Z.
And that's part of this topic.
That's part of this topic. Now, as you guys saw in the intro of this video, my comments have blown up about this. On Twitter, on YouTube, I'm seeing it in forums, I'm seeing it on Reddit. It's all over the place. Where's Uub and where's Pikkon? And that's why I had to, I literally called up Geekdom. I was like, yo, you're sleeping? Wake up. You know, I know there's been a lot of news in the last couple of days, but wake up. We gotta cut this video. So let's do the easy one first. Let's do Uub first. Okay, so, Geekdom, how about this? Can you tell us when Dragon Ball Super currently is taking place post Z?
Yeah, I mean, there was some confusion about this, and the timeline itself, Toei put out a timeline, but it's also got some holes in it if you really, analyze it. But Dragon Ball Super does not take place after Z and before GT, nor does it take place after Z at all. Dragon Ball Super takes place during the 10-year time skip in between the death of Kid Buu and the tournament where Goku goes to the tournament to meet Uub for the first time. That's the first time that Goku ever meets Uub in the series. Now, this is covered not only in Dragon Ball Z TV episodes 289 to 291. It's also covered in the last two episodes of Kai, as well as the last chapter of the manga. In the original manga, a lot of people seem to forget this, or they never read the manga. Uub is in the original manga. Same thing with Bra/Bulla. They are characters created by Toriyama. The end of Z is not a bridge towards GT, no matter what anybody tells you. That's huge misinformation. The end of Z is the end of the story. Toriyama basically did what a lot of other fictional writers did, because even Harry Potter had a similar ending where there's a time skip and you see it's been 10 years, Goten and Trunks are older, etc., etc. Dragon Ball Super takes place during the 10-year skip. Now, obviously,
and by the way, before you go on, the reason why a lot of writers do that is for the possibility to come back later. I mean, Hunter x Hunter initially ended well, I'm not gonna say the ending, but how Hunter x Hunter ended left the story open for more, and that's when, Togashi even came back to write more, even though he wanted his hiatus. But usually writers will leave that possibility of a chance to come back, so they can do it in the future. That's why Z ended the way it did, but go ahead.
Yeah, and also one of the things that Toriyama said jokingly once is that he didn't want to write any more stories past the 10-year time skip because he felt the characters were too old. Now, obviously, he's probably changed his mind about that because, Roshi's 1,000 and he's kicking ass still. So, nonetheless,
also, we got the whole 80-year-old thing, too, that was introduced a while back, where Saiyans basically are still in their prime up until they're 80 years old. And as we know, Goku and Vegeta are about halfway there, right?
They age differently, yeah, and they can fight. They fight longer, yeah. But the point is that people asking about Uub. First of all, Uub was referenced in Super. If you watch Dragon Ball Super episode 30, which is not a very good episode, that's the clip show episode. Goku, I think Krillin mentions Uub, the reincarnation of Majin Buu, because they don't know his name is Uub yet.
That's funny because that was also the episode when they were looking for more fighters.
That's right. That's right. And it's already explained that episode where Goku says, no, I think he's too young, because at the time, if you look at the Dragon Ball Super timeline, which again, another big misconception is that Super begins 6 months after the death of Kid Buu, and that's also false. It says 6 months passed, and then the wish was made to have people forget about who Buu was, and then some time passed. The way that it's structured based on the movie is that Battle of Gods is 4 years after Kid Boo's dead, Resurrection F is 1 year after that, and then the stuff that we're seeing now, the Universe 6 and the Trunks arc, is actually a year after Resurrection F. So right now, we're about 4 years away in the timeline from Goku first meeting Uub. So if they were to introduce Uub now, it would completely contradict the end of the series. Now, some people want them to fucking change the ending of the series. That's not what we're talking about here, but if Uub does appear now, it would totally change the entire relationship between Goku and Uub at the end of the series in the original manga that came out in 1995. So that's why Uub will most likely not be in Super unless Super decides to go past the end of Z.
Which it could also be possible. I would not be opposed if that happens. On top of, like I said, they introduced the fact that Saiyans can fight in the prime until they're 80, and I feel like that was even mentioned because at some point they might see the possibility of going past Z. But the point is, the reason why Uub isn't joining this tournament is because he's literally, what, 5 years old, something like that? A 5-year-old kid. And now I know there's going to be that one person in the comment. There's going to be that one person in the comment section, and they're going to say, well, won't a 5-year-old Uub who's pretty powerful and has a lot of potential be better than Master Roshi? No. Do you want to break that one down, Geekdom? Because we kind of talked about it before we started recording too. Why is Uub, as a 5-year-old kid, not fit to fight in this tournament?
Well, because he's never fought before and Roshi has. I mean, that's the thing. The thing about Uub is that Uub was never that strong, but Uub had a lot of potential. Now, someone's going to say, well, he is that strong. He's the reincarnation of Buu. Yes, but he's not. His power hasn't been cultivated yet. No, you can have all this potential and be, the reincarnation of Kid Buu, which he definitely is, but he's never fought before. And again, I think the main reason is because it would contradict the end of Z. Like, they've already done things to contradict that ending a lot, okay? This would really crap on the ending. But Roshi being chosen, I mean, we're going to find out in the series exactly why, but I'm pretty sure it's totally based on experience because you got to have somebody like Roshi on the team who's going to be like the elder coach. Even though Goku and Vegeta and everybody else have surpassed him, he still has knowledge of techniques and knowledge of martial arts styles that perhaps they don't because of how many years he's been training.
And for all we know, Toriyama's going to give him some kind of new move that's like, oh, you had this entire time. I mean, I'm excited for Roshi to be in this because, like I said, when I initially watched Resurrection F in theaters, I will still remember how hyped the entire freaking room got when they showed Roshi jump up, buff up, and then fight the Frieza soldiers. Like, that was epic, and that's going to be an awesome moment when it comes down to his chance to fight. Overall, we know he might just, just say he doesn't want to fight or just throw a fight, whatever. Point is, Roshi is placed there because for reasons which we'll find out later. Now, so the first question has been answered. Uub is not in the tournament because he's a kid.
Goku's not going to meet Uub until 4 years later. It's just not going to happen yet. And Dragon Ball Super takes place during the 10-year time skip.
Yeah. Which, by the way, for the love of God, please help your favorite YouTuber. If you see any questions about Uub or Pikkon as well, please feel free to answer those questions for us. We'll jump through it and respond to those questions every time we see them on Twitter or on YouTube and stuff like that. But there's literally been hundreds of questions in the last 24 hours about this, and it's got to the point where I can't keep up. So if you see anybody asking about Uub, I saw some of you guys have already done this, but if you see any more people asking about Uub, feel free to tell them why Uub is not going to be in this tournament. Now,
just tell them they're not going to meet Uub for 4 more years. Okay, so let it go.
Now for the second one, we have Pikkon. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole argument that, Pikkon isn't canon. Yes, to those who didn't know, Pikkon is not canon to the manga, but he is anime canon.
Yeah,
the word canon is stupid.
I'll explain this real quick, okay?
Go for it.
All right. Paikuhan, which is his Japanese name, or Pikkon, whatever you want to call him, is a character that Toriyama designed specifically for the anime because they were going to go into the Otherworld Tournament filler arc, and they asked Toriyama to design a character, and thus he designed Pikkon, or Paikuhan, however you want to say it. So what I like to say, again, this is my opinion, but it's also the one that I think makes the most sense. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true, is that Paikuhan may exist, but because we don't see him in the manga, it's like Grand Kai and like Gogeta. These characters, we don't see them, right? But they can exist. Goku and Vegeta can do the freaking finger fusion. There's nothing saying they can't, and create Gogeta hypothetically. Yep. Hypothetically, we know the Grand Kai exists, even though we don't see him in the manga, he exists. Same thing with Paikuhan. He most likely does exist, right? But we don't see him in the manga, and thus that's why...
A good example is Gregory. because Gregory isn't in the manga, but he's been added to the anime several times in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super.
Yes, and that's the thing, is that Dragon Ball Super doesn't have any actual limitations about where they pull their stuff from, so you're gonna see characters coming in from everywhere, like Pisa and Karoli in the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. So, about Pikkon, he is a character that was created just for the Otherworld tournament. They brought him back for the Kid Buu filler, and that's it. He was never used again or mentioned again because he was just brought in for that little tournament, and that's it. So as far as him coming into Super, well, you have another reason, which is actually the most logical.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna drop the whole he's not canon, which is why he's not in the tournament, argument, because at this point anything can happen. So the reason why Pikkon isn't, and this is the part that shocked me the most. The reason why Pikkon isn't in the tournament is because he's dead.
Yes, and if he dies again, he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, we don't know who killed him, but he was dead when he was introduced. The Otherworld tournament was a tournament amongst dead warriors. And Pikkon is dead, like he has a halo and everything. And what kind of blew my mind is when I tweeted the other day, I was like, Pikkon is dead, he came in a tournament. I can't believe how many people actually tweeted me back saying, who killed him? Are you serious? So, I guess at some point,
they love the character so much they don't even remember what the hell the character story is. It's mind-boggling to me. I'm not going to be a douche here, but it is mind-boggling.
Yeah, Pikkon is dead. And even though Goku did get the privilege, as well as Grandpa Gohan, to come back to Earth for a whole day, that was because, Goku had his great deeds. But the other warriors, we don't really know much about them. But my theory is just the fact that, well, maybe they're not as great to what Goku did. Goku has saved the universe many times. We can say that. Definitely the Earth. But I would say he probably has saved the universe many times. And he's a good guy. That's why Goku was allowed to come back in the tournament in the Buu Saga. And, we also saw Grandpa Gohan come back for the purpose of, meeting up with Goku. But Pikkon probably won't get that same privilege. Pikkon is dead. And to kind of transcend the laws of life, it's probably a problem there. It's like, can you imagine the Omni King? It's like, oh, by the way, we brought this dead guy. We basically cheated life. And, yeah, we decided to bring him into the tournament. He would be kind of pissed. This is the same guy who would get pissed off for time travel. Like, these guys are gods. You can't just be like, oh, by the way, I know we're not supposed to do this, but we did it anyways. I feel like the reason why Pikkon's not being added in, the logical explanation, is the fact that he's actually dead. So
yeah, and that's the thing. I just want to go back real quick to the other thing about the whole canon, non-canon thing, is that Super, it does pull from everywhere, but this story is being designed, this story is structured and being written originally by Toriyama, and because Pikkon has no emotional attachment to Toriyama, unlike Frieza, Trunks, and other characters that he's brought back, it's not likely he'll come back. I mean, we might see him again in like an in-between. Yeah, we might see him in like an in-between episode, but as far as a major arc.
Watch when they were actually recruiting, they'll talk about Pikkon, but then it's gonna be like, oh well, I'm dead. I mean, I actually hope they do that.
I hope they do that too, because that'll be some good fan service.
Yeah, like bring back Pikkon just for a quick episode, but it's like, oh, I can't because I'm dead. But yeah, so essentially the two answers are Uub is a kid. This is not after Dragon Ball Z. This is after the Kid Buu saga. So Uub is literally 5 years old, and Pikkon is dead. Even if you count him as anime, well, he is anime canon, but even if you count him as, he is in the universe, he exists, he is still dead, and therefore he can't join the tournament because he doesn't. Halo, he has a Halo. So that's why they most likely will not be, or that's why they're not in the tournament. Now again, we might see them. We might see Uub pop up once again as a kid when they're trying to find, the warriors for the tournament. Back, in February.
Well, if so, nobody can meet him because Vegeta has no idea who he is, and Goku only knows because he curried a favor from King Yama. You're right. That's what I'm saying. Nobody even knows him until the end of Z.
But Pikkon, at least, Pikkon has a chance of popping in there. But again, he's dead, so that's why he can't join the tournament.
I mean, I could totally see him popping in an in-between episode, but not in the tournament. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the main goal of this video. So now, to those who watched, I want you guys to go every single comment you see on every single YouTuber's comment section. If you see anybody asking about Uub or Pikkon, for the love of God, please help them out and let them know that Uub is a kid and Pikkon is dead technically. So yeah, but I do want to end this video with one more question. If there's one warrior, only one warrior you could replace with anybody in the Dragon Ball universe, who would that be and why? Have fun with this one. I just kind of want to toss it out there as a wild card to see what the community would say. I mean, like I said, we don't know why the words were picked for whatever reasons they were chosen for, but we'll find that out in February. But for now, if you pick one warrior, whether it's Master Roshi, 17, 18, whoever, even Goku, who would you replace the character with, who and why? Drop the discussion down below. Geekdom, is there anything else you want to cover before we end this?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it, and I would like to encourage everybody to read the Dragon Ball manga if you haven't read it yet, at least once. Just my suggestion. I think you should do that. because
Yeah.
it really will shed some light on everything. It's easier to remember because for some reason when we read stuff, at least some of us, we remember it better than we watch it. So it is something you got to do at least once.
Yeah. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you had fun watching today's video or listening, however you absorb your form of media, feel free to leave a like rating below. But other than that, we hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. This has been Geekdom and Rhyme Style, and we'll see you guys in the comment section below.